It's no doubt that Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best video games of all time, and that players tend to linger around one specific chapter. After the frigid prologue in the mountains has passed, you find yourself arriving at Horseshoe Overlook. At this moment, it's as if time stands still. You pause, you take a breath, and you find yourself lingering. For countless players, this chapter becomes a place they never truly abandon. Today, we delve into the magic of Chapter 2 and unpack why players choose to remain in this idyllic setting, a space that evokes a sense of belonging and the bittersweet difficulty of moving on from it. Chapter 2 serves as a tranquil reprieve in an otherwise harrowing narrative filled with tragedy. This segment of the game acts as the eye of the storm, nestled perfectly between the icy isolation of the prologue and the impending turmoil of Saint Denis. The world has expanded around you, but the burdens of fate and destiny have yet to cast their shadows. The missions during this chapter carry a certain lightness, steering wagons under the cover of twilight, assisting the gang in establishing their new camp, or enjoying a peaceful day fishing with Hosea in the shimmering waters. Yes, there's crime involved, but it's painted in tones of charm rather than desperation. Characters are in the prime of their lives, free from the stains of betrayal or the echoes of mortality. It's a fleeting moment of unity for the Vanderland gang, and deep within, we sense the storm that looms on the horizon. Horseshoe Overlook transcends the notion of a simple camp. It embodies the warmth of home. Imagine cozy evenings spent around crackling fires, the sounds of pots clanging together as dinner is prepared, and the lilting notes of drunken songs ringing out under the stars. Here, you witness Karen's playful flirtations, Sadie's quiet mourning, and Hosea's nostalgic storytelling. Uncle, in his lovable laziness, adds to the tapestry of life at camp, providing moments of humor and familiarity. This is where you come to understand that Red Dead Redemption 2 is not merely a tale of outlaws. It is, at its heart, a rich exploration of human connections. You encounter glimpses of characters that become shadows of their former selves later in the story. Javier still strums his guitar, Dutch inspires confidence with his charismatic bravado, and Micah hasn't yet revealed his treacherous nature. And Arthur is far from the spectre of death he will eventually become. He is still a man brimming with potential and choices. There's an undeniable comfort in hearing Pearson grumble about the quality of stew, or witnessing Susan Grimshaw play the role of peacemaker. It's a scene steeped in the ordinary, yet it feels significant. For the time being, this era of peace feels genuine. Picture yourself arriving back at camp as shadows lengthen and the sun dips below the horizon, where the gang gathers around the fire, laughing, exchanging banter, or singing old tunes. That's the essence of why we choose to stay. In this slice of the world, the looming threat of Saint Denis politics and relentless Pinkerton pursuits feels distant. Instead, you are enveloped by the freedom of the open road, the rhythmic sound of hoofbeats, and the gentle rustle of the wind against your face. You can sculpt Arthur into whatever persona you wish, a feared outlaw, a wandering gunslinger, or merely a man reveling in the vast wilderness with a sketchbook in hand. Chapter 2 grants you the liberty to explore at your pace, devoid of the pressure to rush through the story. You're not being urged forward with urgency, instead, you wander, and in a game as exquisitely crafted as this one, wandering feels like the truest expression of gameplay. The reality is this: we remain in Chapter 2 because it envelops us in an aura of safety. We cling to it because it allows us to dream. We dream that Dutch genuinely has a master plan, that the gang will escape unscathed into the glowing embrace of the sunset, that John and Abigail will live their love story, that Sadie will find her respite, and that Arthur has a future waiting for him. We are acutely aware of the narrative's trajectory. We know where it ultimately leads. Yet, Chapter 2 presents us with a precious pause, a bubble of safety where everything still feels alright. In an emotionally charged world like Red Dead Redemption 2, this feeling is rare and cherished respite. We understand the heavy burdens that await us in the later chapters, but as long as we remain in Chapter 2, we can defer those weights. Unlike most games that evoke nostalgia only after the credits roll, Red Dead Redemption 2 instills a deep sense of nostalgia while you play. Every leisurely ride with Hosea, every laugh shared with Lenny, and every song sung around the campfire takes on new meaning when revisited. Each moment resonates with heightened poignancy, lending depth to the experiences that unfold before us. And there lies the delicious paradox of Chapter 2. As you replay it, the desire to savor every moment intensifies. Though the events themselves remain unchanged, it is you who evolves. You come to grasp the significance behind those moments. Thus, you linger, not out of necessity, but out of an inability to let go. In this chapter, you are not yet tethered to your fate. Arthur's character is shaped by your choices, be it as a compassionate outlaw, a reflective cowboy, or a gentle soul navigating the wilderness. He is free from the shadow of illness that will soon define him, and free from the haunting regrets that will follow. This is the stage where we create our Arthur. For many of us, this is where he embodies life at its fullest, where he feels most human. Chapter 2 offers the unique opportunity to mold him without the looming spectre of tragedy influencing every decision. And that kind of creative freedom, that's a rarity in even the most expansive open world games. So, why do we find it so challenging to leave Chapter 2? Because it captivates with its beauty, because it nurtures an atmosphere of peace, because this is the last time the Vanderlund gang feels like a true family. Here, hope still flourishes. We can still believe in Dutch's vision. We can still believe that Arthur has time on his side. We can still cling to the hope that everything might just work out in the end. Chapter 2 is not just a segment of the overarching story. It's an emotion, a feeling, one that often feels too precious to leave behind.